Okay, so we'll start today's class. I hope everything we discussed last time was clear. And should we quickly revise some of it, or should we go over it a little bit? A lot of people after the session had asked me about the three types of karma: prarabdha, sanchit, and agami karma. A lot of people after that they wrote to me. So like Gurudev says, Gehano karmano gati. It is very hard to fathom the movement of karma, how karma moves, what happens in karma, right? So, but um, I'll try and explain this again. Um, Again, using that same simile, or um, there is, imagine you have a, so we have been going not through one life, right? Um, we have been going through lives after lives after lives after lives. So in the Yoga Vasishtha, I said that in the ocean of of consciousness, a wave arises, and once the wave arises, after that the wave considers itself different from the ocean. Otherwise, there is no difference between the wave and the ocean. The wave is just a part of the ocean. But the moment the wave starts thinking that it is different from the ocean, an I-ness comes in that. It starts feeling that I am someone. I am different from the ocean. That I is the ego. Yeah? And that is what we discussed last time, that I is the ego, and that I-ness is represented by sun in the astrological chart. Now, once that I-ness comes, after that, we start going through life, experiencing different things in life. We a body is created. First, a mind is created. From the mind, body is created. Once the body is created, um, experiences start happening, and those experiences, they start becoming karma. They start becoming our karma, right? And all that karma since the beginning of that wave, where the so what we'll do is maybe 3 or 4 classes later, once we are deeper into astrology, we will read the Utpatti Prakaran in Yoga Vasishtha again, so that this thing becomes clearer. And then what happens is that entire summation of karma put together is called Sanchit karma. It's the collective karma that we all have. Yeah. So that is the Sanchit karma. Then of that Sanchit karma, in this lifetime, in this form, I bring some karma which I am certainly going to go through. That, oh, this is something like we discussed last time. I have to go from Bangalore to Delhi. There are many routes, but Prarabdh, I have fixed in my mind that I am going to go through Indore for sure. So Indore is going to be a stop for sure. So Indore becomes my Prarabdh. The fact that I'll go to Indore on en route becomes my Prarabdh. Yeah. And but within that, I have full between Bangalore to Indore, and from Indore to Delhi. There are many routes. I can take all those different routes. Yeah. So that so so there is the difference between free will and destiny. Some, again, these are very deep subjects. I am just explaining what I have experienced after reading all the charts, and after meditating and understanding my own self a little bit better. This is what I can explain. Yeah. And agarmi karma is that karma which is just about happening in this moment, which will become sanchit karma at a later stage. Yeah. Prarabdha is some in some form, it is fixed. It is raining outside right now. If I go outside, I will or I will get wet. So Gurudev also says, between destiny and free will, he gives a beautiful example, right? Our height is our destiny. How long tall we become is our prarabdha. But how fat we are or thin we are is in some sense our, uske andar there is free will, right? So in a chart, a certain degree of reflection is always there. Once we look at a chart, you will find certain things are really, really, really perfect. A lot of people, when they come looking at astrology, they say, everything, can you predict everything in astrology? No, you can't. Sense of free will, that okay, it gives you a certain set of constraints within which to operate. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So having said that, now let's start getting into our friends, planets. We had discussed sun the last time, right? Sun and moon the last time. Yeah. So you can unmute yourself or you can type in the chat. What did we say? What is the nature of the sun, right? What does the sun represent? Nourishment. Okay, it's the source of energy. Vineet has written source of energy, administrative energy, control, self, ego, people. Vineet has covered it all. Huh? All the animals on top of the food chain. Yes.
Hills and mountains.
Hills and mountains. Yeah. What else? Eagles. Yeah. They are on, that is also on top of the food chain. What else? Father represents the sun energy. Yeah. What else? Fair. Acha, one thing that I did not touch upon last time. What color would you ascribe to sun?
Red.
Red?
Orange.
Yellow.
Orange.
Yeah. Orange. Yes. Okay. What about the moon?
White.
Moon
Silver and white.
Yes. Moon is white in color. Absolutely agreed. Yeah. And what were the characteristics of the moon? Remember?
Metal.
What does it represent? What kind of places does it stay in?
Mind.
Mud.
Represents the mind.
It represents mind. It represents the mother. It represents healing.
Beauty. Beauty.
It represents beauty in a different form.
Mm.
We'll talk about the planet that drives beauty today as well. What else?
You said wherever there is caring, there's the presence of the moon.
Yes, wherever there is caring, a lot of caring that is happening, there moon is present. See, hospital also has a lot of moon energy. Nurses have a lot of moon energy. Yeah, someone's moon is weak, they can do something nice for the nurses. Yeah. Yeah.
Curing.
Sorry.
Curing.
Yes. Curative ability also comes from the moon. Water bodies also, yes, from the moon. What else? Cool. So we'll go to the next planet. Yeah. Okay.
Himanshu, I just had one question on sun and moon.
Yeah.
You had mentioned last time, people who have a strong energy of sun have a certain type and moon have certain type.
Yeah.
But is there a possibility that these energies interchange?
So very nice question. I think what happens is, so there are two things. One is that we are an assimilation of, so we have 9 planets in total that govern how we are. And those 9 planets collectively, how they are placed in our horoscope. Once we learn how to make a horoscope, collectively where they are placed in our horoscope kind of assign our total energy. So I don't know how many of you have studied physics, but in physics we used to make free body diagrams in which, you know, you have a mass and then you have multiple forces that are being, you know, applied to that single mass. So similarly, we are an assimilation, a sum total of all the different forces that are being applied upon us. Yeah. So that is as far as the energies that we have are concerned. So you know, someone may have a very strong sun and a very strong moon. What will happen in that case is that that person will have amazing administrative ability. At the same point of time, they will also be taking care of people really well. So those kind of leaders will be fair and few, but they will have both. They will not only be great in administration and government, but they will also be great in actually taking care of people and actually identifying the needs of people. Yeah. So that is one. Now also what happens is, once we go further, we will talk about dashas of planets. As the dashas of particular planets come, we will feel within ourselves certain energies changing. Like right now, if I am running a dasha, I will feel a particular way. I will focus on a particular aspect of life. So we will get into dashas, and then this question will be answered far more clearly. Okay? Can I continue?
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much.
Perfect. So next planet that, so I had just written in the chat, if you could have, I don't know how many of you got the time to, you know, go to Wikipedia and look at the various natures of different planets. But let's start with Mercury. What do we know about Mercury as a planet? Like sun is in the center of the
Fast.
It's
Wisdom.
nearest to the sun.
No. So
Wisdom.
first let's look at the physical characteristics, and from that we will derive what it could represent, right?
It's the nearest planet to the sun.
It is the nearest planet to the sun. Okay. What else?
And Mercury is Budh, so it is knowledge, education.
Okay. So that is a derivation, but that's fine. Yeah.
In my Mercury is somehow related to temperature also. I don't know why. Like
The mind Mercury is related to temperature. What else? So physically, how is that planet? Is it
Quick and
moving?
fast.
Is it fast moving or is it slow?
Fast moving. Quick.
It's quick, no?
Yeah.
Is it large or is it small?
Small.
Okay. Is it dense or is it, you know,
gaseous?
Fluid, sort of fluid.
Gaseous.
it's gaseous? You sure?
Fluid, not gaseous, but fluid. Like not very solid.
Are you sure? एक बार पढ़ लेना ये भी. Yeah.
I don't know. Probably वो thermometer की वजह से वो the element.
Wrong as वो but so what does Mercury represent in our chart? It represents, like someone said, Budh. It represents our buddhi. Buddhi means our intellect. Yeah. And intellect generally, like Mercury, no? What is the nature of the intellect? One thought, another thought, third thought, sharp, fast, keeps moving fast. One idea, then another idea, then another idea, then another idea. So that is what Mercury represents. Yeah. It represents our intellect. Also, Mercury represents another thing in our horoscope. It represents communication. How we speak. That communication is also, our communication with other people is entirely governed by Mercury. Yeah. So there is a difference between, we'll come to emotions later. So there is a difference between emotions and communication. Mercury represents the communication aspect of our relationships. Yeah. How well we communicate. So communication, what are the various forms of communication? One is speech, verbal, then there is written communication. Yeah. And third is the communication through gestures and all of that, right? Which is more gets into the form of acting, drama, right? So, and then there are various art forms, right? Drama, acting, dancing, yeah. In that also we are communicating, painting, yeah. So a part of that communication is governed by Mercury. A part of it is governed by Venus. A part of it is governed by Mercury. Yeah. Got it? So now the second question, what kind of places will you find a lot of mercurial energy? अच्छा एक और चीज बताओ, what is the age in which a particular planet do you think will be the most active? A planet like Mercury, which is associated with intellect, what is the age when the intellect develops the most?
Teenage.
0 to 5 years.
Teenage, 13 to 17.
In the youth.
In our early years, right? In our early years, the intellect develops the most. Yeah, that is also associated with Mercury. And you know what? Cuteness is also associated with Mercury. You find something very cute, no? Some dogs are very cute. Oh, so that cuteness in them is also is ascribed to Mercury. Yeah. Children, that is why they're so cute. No, Mercury in general, it's that small planet, quick, running around, doing something naughty here, doing something naughty there. And in astrology, in the Shastras, it's said that Mercury is like a prince. Yeah. Sun is the king, moon is the queen. So sun is the ego, moon is the mind, Mercury is the intellect. Yeah. 7 layers of our existence. Anyone here who has not done the Art of Living program? Yeah? Okay, no. Good, great. So no one without the Art of Living program should be here. Yeah? Okay, perfect. So intellect, right? Now, what kind of places do you think mercurial energy will be present? And what kind of people do you think mercurial energy will possess a lot of mercurial energy?
Educational institutions?
Yes. The intellect is being developed there.
Media.
Educational institution.
Parliament?
Motivational speaker.
Sorry?
Motivational speakers.
Motivational speakers. This is interesting. We'll hold on to that thought. Is motivation a part of intellect though?
Good communication.
Hmm?
They have good communication with their audience.
Politicians.
Parliaments?
Politicians.
Politicians, yes. Yes.
Media.
Yeah, media, absolutely. All media houses, a lot of mercurial energy is required. Yeah. And you know, see, you will find that people who are just extremely mercurial, the word mercurial is also associated with people who change their mind very quickly. Yeah. Just Mercury leads, just a lot of mercurial energy doesn't let you decide anything or stick to anything because it keeps changing.
Heat moon also has the same thing, right?
It's so if from a planetary standpoint, what guna do you think would everyone knows all the 3 gunas, right? We don't need to go over the 3 gunas. Please say no if you don't. We'll go through the 3 gunas. Yeah. So there are 3 gunas that we have. No, one is sattvic gun, rajasic gun, and tamasic gun. What is sattva? Sattva is balance, harmony, balance. That is sattva, right? Rajas is activity and tamas is inertia. Yeah. So a fast moving planet, what would you ascribe?
Rajasic.
Rajasic. Yeah, it's a Rajasic planet. What about moon?
Fast moving. Rajasic.
Sattvic.
What would the
Moon would be tamasic. Moon would be tamasic, I think.
moon is actually sattvic.
But it's moving fast, no?
Moving fast, yes, but it's relative motion.
How come if it's
the-
associated with the mind, could it be sattvic? I mean,
moon, so the moon energy, right? The caring energy, the compassion, all of that is a very sattvic quality, right? It is not a rajasic quality. Yeah, taking care of someone, compassion, care, is a very sattvic quality. It's not a Rajasic quality, right? Of course, we will, once we get into Rashis, we will also look at how a planet within a particular sign may actually become Rajasic or Tamasic, but the inherent nature of the planet is not Tamasic. Yeah, and even Sun, when in balance, is Sattvic. Yeah, when imbalanced, can be Rajasic or Tamasic as well. Yeah. So Mercury is largely Rajasic energy. And where is it present? We said media, journalists, we said educational institution. So amongst poets, yes, amongst professors, people who teach, teachers, amongst children, a lot of mercurial energy is there. That is why they have so much desire to learn. Yeah. So there is, and what I would want you to do is distinguish between intellect and wisdom. Both are different. Intellect is the ability to deduce. It's logic. I know A leads to B, so A implies B, B implies C, so A implies C is logic, is deduction, right? Wisdom goes beyond that. Wisdom is understanding the truths of life, viveka. The fact that, vivek, vairagya, the fact that everything is changing, understanding that, having that the poise, that is what planet do you think represents wisdom?
Guru.
Jupiter.
Yes, Guru. So Guru represents wisdom. Yeah. And what kind of a planet do you think Guru is?
Big.
It's big. It's a Sattvic planet. It is big. It moves slowly through the system. Yeah. Yeah. So that is what the element of the Guru is. Yeah. So what do you think? So let's come back to Mercury. What other kind of people, what kind of places do we think it will be present? Classrooms. Yeah. Right now, all this discussion that we are having, what energy do you think is abounding right now?
Mercury.
Yes. Mercury and
Guru.
Jupiter. Yeah. Both these energies, they start increasing when discussions like these happen, right? So that is why, when naturally we sit down in an Art of Living program, or we sit down in a I'll have to mute it. So when we sit in an Art of Living program, suddenly, we feel so great, right? That energy of the Guru comes when knowledge is discussed. That energy of the Guru gets created in that space. Or when we chant Guru Puja, yeah. So that is about Mercury. Another thing is that the color of the planet Mercury is actually green. The green color is actually associated with the planet Mercury. Yeah. Perfect. So that is now the second thing, third planet we have discussed. Now the fourth planet of the entire series we will discuss is, what is the next planet after Venus?
After Mercury, Venus.
After Mercury is Venus, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Venus. Physically, Venus is associated with what?
Attraction? I don't know.
Have you seen Venus in the evening? It's called what? It's called the evening.
Very bright. Very bright.
It's the second brightest object in the night sky after the moon. Yeah. It's the second brightest object. And the color is white. Yeah. It shines white. It's actually silver. The color silver is Venus's, right? And it represents beauty. Yeah. And if you there are two. Okay, I forgot to go through this for the other planets, but let's just first go through that. What do you think? What gender do you think Sun is?
Male.
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 You ascribe the male gender to sun, right? The moment you think sun, father, administration, there is a automatic connotation that comes, oh, this is a male planet, right? What gender do you think moon is?
Female.
Female. Okay. What gender do you think Mercury is?
Neutral.
No. My child, boy child.
Neutral.
Boy child.
Mercury is actually neutral. We say that there is no gender that we ascribe to Mercury. But what Venus, it's obvious, right?
Female.
Absolutely agreed. Yeah. So the Venus is a female planet and it is usually ascribed with beauty. Yeah. Pink color is also associated with Venus. Yeah. What kind of, what do you think? Is it a Rajasic planet or a Sattvic planet or a Tamasic planet?
Rajasic.
I think that's it.
Rajasic planet, right?
Rajasic.
And in the 7 layers of our existence, which layer is controlled by Venus?
Body. Body and ego.
Body, I think.
Body and ego, I think.
So it's very interesting. So when we look at moon represents emotions, right? We had discussed it last time. Venus also represents emotions. But Venus, what kind of emotions does it represent? Venus, our emotions with, so I have emotions within myself. All of that is represented by the moon. But my relationships with others, they are represented by Venus. Venus also represents, so if people don't have a good Venus, no, their relationships, they keep communicating at the level of Mercury, at the level of the intellect. Communication can happen at 2 levels. One is at the level of emotions and other is at the level of intellect, right? So heart to heart communication, we say, no? So when communication is happening, if Venus is very weak and intellect is very strong, Mercury is very strong, that person will always talk a lot of intellectual stuff, but emotionally they will not connect. So you will find a lot of professors have a lot of mercurial energy, very little Venusian energy. Yeah. So you will find that they don't care about beauty. People who are Venusian in nature, they will, you will go to their room and you will know, oh, this person is Venusian in nature. The room will be beautiful. It will be set really well. Everything will be in its place. Not everything may not be in its place, but it will still look beautiful. So that beauty is ascribed to Venus. Yeah. Yeah. So if we'll talk about houses later, but if your 4th house, for example, has a lot of Venusian energy, your house will look beautiful, no matter small or big. Every time someone comes here, he will feel amazing in that house. Yeah. So that is the thing about Venus, right? Now, all the art forms, in the art forms, there is communication happening. And then there is also beauty that is coming, right? So all the art forms, what planet do you think is behind that?
Both Mercury and Venus, I think.
Yes. A part of the art form is Mercury and a part of the art form is Venus. Venus is the ecstasy that comes out of that. Yeah. A mercurial drawing will probably be perfect. All the lines will be perfect. Everything will be perfect. But at the same point of time, a Venusian drawing may not be perfect in terms of lines and everything, but it will be beautiful. The beauty behind that is all Venus. Got it? Yeah. Now, what kind of people then have artists? Yes, of course. Artists have a lot of Venusian energy.
Poets, writers.
Poets, writers, all sorts of artists, right? Poets, writers have a lot of Venusian energy. So Venus is also,
Ladies are what?
women have more Venusian energy than men. Men have more Martian energy. It's वो. So also what we should look at is what kind of places, theater,
Theatre.
art galleries, beautiful houses, works of Taj Mahal, for example. The Venusian energy basically thrives over there. Yeah. When we do so, this is very interesting. When we do a satsang and we go to a concert, what is the difference?
Sattva.
Which additional planet is there?
Guru, I think. No?
In Satsang Guru,
Yes. So
In-
concert, the energy of Venus and to some extent the energy of Mercury abound, right? But in a satsang, that energy of the Guru also comes there and enhances that entire thing. Yeah.
Himanshi, is it okay to deduct that, like when you said relationships is there? So the people who are like very volatile with their relationships, do they have a strong Venus or have a weak Venus?
Do people who are very
Like
volatile?
they who go through relationships like very
Oh.
lot of volatility in their relationship.
Volatility represents a weak Venus, right?
Oh.
Relationships are represented by Venus, and if Venus is weak, then so volatility. So our marriage also, the karaka for marriage, right? Everything in our, so the karaka for education is Mercury and Jupiter. Yeah. So within education also we can break it down. The karaka for intellectual education or the training of the intellect is Mercury. The karaka for gaining of wisdom is Guru, right? While the karaka for marriage and relationships is Venus. Yeah. Venus in some sense also represents some past life punya, in the sense because Venus is also the provider of comforts. Yeah. So all the comforts that we get in our life, also a part of that is reflected by Venus. So people who have a very strong Venus, yeah, get a lot of luxuries in life. Yeah. It's an indicator of that. Yeah. So that is with Venus. Then next is which planet?
So, on Venus, what is the existence?
Place?
That body, mind.
So it is actually not body and mind, it's the emotional level, right? How we connect with others. It does not represent one of the seven.
Okay.
Yeah.
It will represent heart, man.
हार्ट मन नहीं, मन का जो अंतर मन है वो मून से रिप्रेजेंट होता है, बहिर्मुखी जो चल रहा है वो वीनस से रिप्रेजेंट होता है, बाहर जो सारा रिलेशनशिप है वो वीनस से रिप्रेजेंट होता है. सही है. अब आते हैं मार्स पे. मार्स तो इजी है बहुत, इट्स द इजीएस्ट वन. वेरी क्विकली विल गो ओवर इट. मार्स, रेड, हॉट, एक्शन, पैशन, राइट? So Mars, of course, it's a Rajasic planet. Yeah, in certain cases it can be Tamasic also, but certainly a Rajasic planet, right? Yeah, it represents male, all the passion in life, right? That we have is represented by Mars. In a traditional astrological text, what it is said is that Mars is the Senapati. It's the general. In general, the general does not have direction though. The general has the energy. Yeah. So, like a soldier, Mars is the Martian ability. People who have a lot of Martian ability, they're like soldiers. They have the direction. They know they have the energy to do whatever is to be done, but may not have the right direction. Valor is also represented by Mars. Courage is also represented by Mars. Yeah. So courage. What are the plans? If you have
चार है अंदर भी है नहीं.
So if we have to go through, what kind of places does the Martian energy abound in?
Adventurous food.
Yeah, wherever adventure is happening.
I think factory floors, no?
absolutely. Mars also represents motion. Yeah. So in recently, when Saturn eclipsed Mars, sat down with Mars, and it was holding Mars, there was a lockdown across the entire globe. So Mars represents activity, and Saturn represents inertia. So Saturn, when it came and came and formed a yoga with Mars, it basically brought halt to all activity. Military, all of military is also governed by Mars. Yeah. Fine. So that is Mars. What should be the color of Mars?
Red.
Red.
Perfect. And Mars. And
what would be the energy of a courtroom, Himanshu?
Ha. So we'll come to the courtroom next. 1 second, my dogs are here. Sorry. Sorry about that. Huh? Fine. So pure energy in the form of energy, you know, doing something, passion is Mars. Yeah. Right. Next planet we'll discuss is what? Jupiter. That's the next planet, right? Jupiter, we already know the guru energy, right? All the wisdom in our life, right? All the the knowledge in our life is all governed by Jupiter. Fair? Yeah. And we know the energy of Jupiter. Where will it abound? In temples, in satsangs, in gurukuls, in places where learning is happening, in places where sattvic learning is happening. Yeah. So Jupiter, by its nature, is a very sattvic planet. Yeah. Wherever. So, like I said, right, difference between a concert and a satsang is that the satsang also has the guru energy. Apart from the Venusian energy and the mercurial energy, also has the guru energy in it. Yeah, satsang. That also is there.
If you beckon any the guru energy for in any task, that could become sattvic, right? Like a guru puja. I mean, I'm just asking.
So I think so for doing particular tasks, rajas is required, right? And certain tasks inherently by their very nature will be rajasic. Yeah, but that guru energy, when it comes to a task, it does bring a lot of peace. See, there is a difference between luxury and calmness. Yeah. Again, there is a difference between intellect and wisdom. Luxury. So they say that the Venus is the Daitya Guru. In scriptures it said that Venus is the Daitya Guru. So Shukracharya, right? Learning of all the Rajasic arts is governed by Venus. Yeah. Learning of all the Sattvic arts, learning of everything Sattvic is governed by Guru. Yeah. And they also say in this ancient text that kim kuruti graha sarve ja kendre brahaspati. So Guru is also said to be the most powerful of all planets. Yeah. Because see, what happens is that apart from all the other planets, you can have all the passion in life, you can have all the luxuries in life, you can have all the administrative ability in life, right? You can have all of this. But if you do not have wisdom, all of this is useless. Yeah. Nothing will fructify if wisdom is not there. So that wisdom is the most important thing. And if you have wisdom, then you can go through everything in life. I will put in the exact shloka in the chat later on. I don't remember it exactly, but if you have wisdom, then everything else can go, right? And that is why Guru also represents fortune. Yeah. They say that, you get a Guru, that is also a big fortune. And it also represents fortune in your and the very nature of Guru is to give. Yeah. So wherever Guru, basically in your chart, wherever Guru looks at, there it creates prosperity. Very interesting. Guru, wherever it looks at, every planet has a drishti and a place where it sits in the chart. Yeah. Where it sits in the chart, it does not let that, fructify that much, but wherever it looks, it gives a lot of prosperity. Yeah. Because the nature of Guru is to give. Yeah. It is to whichever aspect it looks at, it'll bring in prosperity. Yeah. That is what the Guru energy is. Yeah. Then guidance. So we know where amongst purohits, amongst teachers, amongst scholars, amongst learned people, amongst wise people, the Guru energy abounds. In satsangs, in discussions like this, automatically the Guru energy descends in and it starts uplifting. Guru energy is also fundamentally uplifting. Yeah, it uplifts. So we will talk about different chakras and what planets rule those chakras later on. I will prepare that and we'll talk about that. But fundamentally, that ascension of energy is the Guru energy. Yeah. Then last.
What color and gender it represents?
So it represents male gender and the color is yellow, pitambar. Yeah.
Himanshu, when you say gender, I want to understand what is it that what is that? Yeah.
So we will come to that. Once we start looking at charts, for example, you have to ascribe the gender of the child of a person, or you have to ascribe the gender of the siblings of a person. Over there, it helps.
So we mean gender in the literal sense of the word here.
Yeah.
So aren't these aren't we saying that, okay, women have to be pretty and they can't have,
No, not necessarily like that. It is just a man can also be beautiful, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
A man having a lot of Venusian energy will be beautiful.
Yeah, good to look at. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it is, the world has both the masculine and the feminine energy and neutral energy, right? Both of these. So Shiv and Shakti, right? We say that both of these energies, when they combine, the world is formed.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, is that the kind of an understanding I should have? The energy level of gender? Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Now last 7 levels mein Guru is wisdom. Wisdom is that which takes you towards self. It is not one level, you can't describe it. Like for Mercury, you can certainly ascribe intellect, right? For Moon, you can ascribe the mind, right? Over here, you can't describe a level. It is basically across the entire O, the wisdom that takes you towards the self. That which uplifts you above the mind, uplifts you above the intellect also, takes you beyond the memory also, and takes you beyond the ego also. That is what Guru is, right? So Guru is that direction, right? We have 9 planets. We can't have it. So now is Saturn. Very interesting planet. Everyone has misconceptions about Saturn. How many of us feel that Saturn is a negative planet? Yeah. Almost everyone feels like Saturn is a negative planet. So Saturn fundamentally is the planet of Dharma. Yeah. Your Sanchit Karma is represented by Saturn in some sense. There are other indicators also. It is the collection of all the karma that you've done in the past, right? That is what Saturn represents, right? And then, it's not exactly true, so I'll refrain away from saying that, but Saturn in the sense is the karma that you brought this time, and it keeps giving you the results of your good karma and your bad karma. Yeah, it is that planet which kind of ensures that, when I do something good, good happens. When I do something bad, bad happens. Yeah. So when Saturn comes, you are fairly judged. Shani ki dasha aati hai. When the Saturn dasha comes, you're fairly judged. Yeah. That is why when Amit was asking what happens in courtrooms, Saturnine energy, that energy of balance, right? Of justice of some sort. This is right, this is wrong. And there is no right and wrong as far as karma is concerned. Karma is just karma. You know, I was reading to prepare for this lecture today. I was just reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. In that, it's said that there are three parts, right? There is Swarg, there is Patal Lok, and then there is Manushya Lok. There is Earth. So when sattvic action happens at that point of time, we feel great. The result of that action is the phal or the result of that action is great. So we feel like we are in Swarg. When Rajasic action happens, the result of that action is sometimes good, sometimes bad. While the immediate result is good, but the long-term result is not that enjoyable. So that is when you are in the Manushya Loka, in Earth. And when tamasic action happens, at that point of time, we sink down to tamas, we sink down into inertia, we go to the Patal Lok, right? So there is no good or bad, but whatever we do, a sattvic action, a rajasic action, or a tamasic action, based on that, we get the fruits of those actions. And Saturn is that which governs the fruits of those actions. So that is why we always feel, oh my God, my Saturn Dasha has come. Now the time has come for me to go through all the karmas that I have done and fairly be judged for all the karmas that I have done. That is what Saturn does. Yeah.
So it's not just the pain we get in Saturn Dasha.
It is not just the pain that you get in Saturn Dasha. You only remember the pain, but all the good things that you get also you get because of Saturn.
So does that mean other dashas we aren't fairly judged according to our karmas or something?
You are always judged fairly according to your karma, but that's in the face, right? Saturn ki dasha aati hai to in the face ho jata hai, so people feel, oh my God, I am being unfairly judged. Yeah, it is my karma. I have done something, and I am going through that aspect of life, right? So Saturn also represents hard work. Saturn is a slow moving planet. Yeah, it's the slowest moving planet in the solar system. Yeah, it represents persistence. People who are extremely persistent, right, have a lot of Saturnine energy. Yeah, Saturn also represents
metals, iron and metal.
Sorry?
Metal. Saturn represent metal also, no? Iron and metal.
Yes. Saturn represents metals also. Yes.
Yeah.
So Saturn also represents that which is dark, deep, buried inside. That also is represented by Saturn. So oil also is represented by Saturn. Yeah. When Mars represents motion and Saturn represents stored energy, potential energy. Yeah. So so Mars is kinetic energy and Saturn is potential energy, right? The entire stored energy, right? All the energy that gets stored in mines, minerals, all of that is represented by Saturn. Yeah. Land also is a subject which is represented by Saturn and by Mars. They are joint owners of land. Yeah. So, but the most important thing from an emotional perspective, it is important to remember Chit, the place where all our memories are stored, is represented by Saturn. Yeah.
But when you say persistence, can it also have an aspect of being stubborn? Saturn.
Yes.
Okay.
Saturn, when with a Saturn when sort of combined with Mars creates extremely stubborn people. Because Mars is passion, Saturn is persistence. Passion and persistence both put together. It is called a negative yoga in astrology, but I find it to be extremely positive if you want to look at it positively, right? I have all the passion in the world and I have all the persistence in the world. There is nothing that I put my head into I will not get. That yoga, that yuti brings so much passion and in this, right? So in terms of places where Saturnine energy abounds, in courtrooms, it abounds, in mines, it abounds.
Old age homes.
In old age homes, yes, Saturn also represents old age. Yeah. It is an old planet, slow moving old planet. Yeah. In old age homes also that energy abounds. Yeah. In all the slow moving creatures that we have, right? Saturn energy abounds. Yeah. And it's also said in all seva, service is because of Saturn. A person with a strong Saturn and the right place will be inherently of the mode of seva. It is said to be a tamasic planet, but Saturn in the right quality or the right dignity can make a person an amazing sevak.
Himanshu, this is Ashwini here. Himanshu?
Yeah, go on.
So can we say for people for whom their Atma Karaka is Saturn, they actually end up in seva and service because their negative karma or probably baggages are more?
See, that's not the right way of putting it. What if your Atma Karka, and we've not discussed Atma Karka right now, but let's say there is a concept called Atma Karka for the rest, and that is Saturn, right? What if you've realized the joy of service, and that is why you go into service, right? It is not just, so that is why we need to look at astrology not in a Rajasic sense of, I've done this bad and this is what I'm getting, to look at it in a Sattvic sense. What if you've found the joy of service and then the Saturnine energy abounds? Gurudev's Saturn is so strong. You think he's done anything wrong? Yeah. My Saturn is also very strong. I would like to hope I have not done a lot of things wrong in my life, right? So a strong Saturn is an indicator of the ability to do service. Sevak, the mindset of a sevak comes from having a good Saturn. The mindset of so like we say, there are 4 varnas. There is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So while in the Indian caste system, it has been completely, made, it has been completely corrupted. If we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written that, although it is written that from the feet of the Kala Purusha, Shudras are born, but they are the only ones who can connect and reach Sri Hari. That's what it's written. I will read the shloka next time. It clearly writes, they are the only ones who can reach. With the sevak mindset is the only mindset that you can reach the divine, right?
हिमांशु?
Yeah.
हमारे को शनि से हमें न्याय मिल गया, हमारे कर्मों का फल मिल गया, तो फिर संचित कर्म फिर कैसे रह जाते हैं?
देखिए, आप इस जीवन में जो लेकर आते हैं ना,
हाँ,
तो आपने कर्म तो किया, मान लीजिए लाखों करोड़ों का कर्म किया, उसमें से आप लेकर आए सिर्फ 1 लाख का, आपने, या 1000 का, वो कर्म आपका इसमें भोग रहे हैं आप। फिर यदि वो कर्म पूरा भोग लिया तो उसके बाद में अगला जन्म होता है, उसके अनुसार इस जन्म में जो कर्म कमाया उसके अनुसार, और आपने जो आपका पहले का कर्म है, जो बचा हुआ कर्म है, वो मिलकर उसके हिसाब से आपका अगला जन्म होता है। अब ये सब मैंने जितना पढ़ा है उसके अनुसार मेरी वो है अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, पर ये ऐसे सवाल गुरुदेव से पूछे तो बेटर है। ठीक है, तो मेरे one last thing I want to quickly cover is the nature of the planets, right? Mars and Sun are Kshatriyas by nature. Mars soldiers and Sun kings, administrators, right? Kshatriya by nature, right? So any Kshatriya activity requires Mars and Sun. Yeah, having passion, having the ego says, oh, I want to do this, right? So that comes, any sankalpa, no, getting a strong sankalpa requires that. Mars and Saturn are Kshatriya planets. Then Venus and Jupiter are Brahmins. They are about learning. Yeah, Mercury is a Vaishya. Yeah. Mercury, by the way, Mercury also controls business. When Mercury goes into a bad sign, or someone's Mercury is weak, they are not able to, because because your intellect is weak, you're not able to make the right decisions. So Mercury, so your business skills also are weak. Yeah. But then there are also upayas for that. But so Sun and Mars are Kshatriyas, Venus and Jupiter are Brahmins, Mercury is Vaishya, and Saturn is Shudra. You say Shudra, but the right thing to understand it, it's the ability to do seva. Yeah, that is what is governed by Saturn. Yeah, and Moon is Moon would mostly be a Brahmin only. Yeah. Yeah. So with this, we'll conclude today. Next time we'll cover Rahu and Ketu, and we will start going through the different sun signs. Yeah, perfect. I will post the recording on chat. Okay. See you guys. Bye. If you have any feedback, please write to me on an individual message. I have not allowed for posts on the group, because then forwards start coming and the group becomes a complete woe. A lot of Rahu energy comes into the planet, into the group. Rahu and Mercurial energy. Yeah. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.